Welcome to Almost Rich, Almost Famous, almost at the draft, but we do have someone that is rich and famous who is going to be at the draft. You guys might know him. His name is Mike Golic. Mike, tell us about what you're doing tonight.
I am making a pick for the Philadelphia Eagles, which is pretty cool because it's either going to be the second or third round. They called me and they said, every team is bringing in a legend. I said, well, you must have made a hell of a lot of phone calls to try and find a legend because, and then, you know, when you couldn't, you called me, you know, to get me in there.
That's my goal. One of these days, I want someone to refer to me as a legend.
They were being nice, Bridge. I am not a legend in football. I had a nice football career.
Yeah.
Okay, 9 years in the NFL. It went really well, but there was really nothing about my career where you were saying, that was legendary.
Well, your radio career, I think.
See,
like might have a little something to do with it.
Okay,
I don't know.
Okay, it had more to do with that. But the guy was trying to be nice, you know, and try and make it sound like it was the Eagles and football. But I know it had a lot to do with the broadcasting career.
Being
and
a
I
radio
get
hall
it.
fan.
Yeah. I get that. So
I'm curious to know, where do you think you fell on that list? Like
if they were really looking for legendary football players, they ran out of names.
Like how many?
8, 9.
Oh, that's not that many.
You were like, 9th is not bad.
Well, no. I guess I was looking at more in my era. If I look at the entire Philadelphia Eagles organization for all the years it's around, they're probably 230, 240. If we're going to go that far.
They didn't make 230 phone calls, that's for sure. This whole thing happened really last minute, so you were number 9.
Okay, we'll stick with that. Make me feel good. I appreciate that.
I feel like you're going to be the biggest legend to be on the stage throughout this entire NFL draft.
I don't know about that. There's some legendary football players, like Anthony Munoz is going to pick for the Cincinnati Bengals, greatest left tackle of all time. Joe DeLamoliere, former lineman for the Bills. Some of these names I would name, and your audience may not know who they are because we're old, as they say. But I think it's really cool. You know, people are saying, "Are you going to joke around? Are you going to, if you don't like the pick, you know, you can say somebody else."
So what are you going to do?
Well, if I don't like the pick, I'm going to say somebody else. Be the start of my GM career. I think this is the way to do it, right? You know, David Akers, a kicker for the Eagles a couple of years ago, made the pick for the Eagles after the Eagles won the Super Bowl, and it was in Dallas, and Philly and Dallas hate one another. So he had a great time ripping the Dallas fans, and everyone's saying, you got to outdo Akers. I said, Philly came off of 4-11 in 1 year, and the draft is in Cleveland. I said, there's nothing that's going to fit into that, you know, for me ripping Cowboy fans because the Eagles stunk. So, you know,
I really feel like the stars align that you're doing this in your hometown here in Cleveland, Ohio.
I love coming back home. Absolutely love coming back home. Number one, to see my mom.
And to see us, right?
Yeah. Well, no.
And to see them.
Yeah.
I didn't tell you to say it, I just said it for you.
Right, so Mike, when you come home, what's the first place you want to stop to get something to eat? Like, what's that number one spot you have to hit up?
A Mr. Hero sandwich.
Are you serious? A Roman burger?
They might be a partner, so let's keep it PG.
Is it?
They'll say, yeah, good.
Love, you never know. If they're not, sponsored, perhaps.
Yes.
Something about, I used to, when I was in high school, I went to St. Joe's High School back then, now it's Villa Angela St. Joe's, on 185th in Cleveland. And before I go to my wrestling matches, I wrestled for them, I would get a Roman burger.
Before a wrestling match?
I know, it doesn't make sense. Now remember, I was a heavyweight, so I didn't have to lose weight. But still, eating a Roman burger, a little oily, extremely good, can sit bad at times, and then I'd go wrestle. It made 0 sense. But for some reason, man, the smell of it, I open it, the grease, it's just, something about it is appealing to me. And then to drink any local beer.
Okay, so actually I do like Roman burgers, but they are a sandwich you have to eat fresh. Like if you put them in the fridge, try to go back to it.
Could you imagine traveling with us somewhere? The bag would be all greasy. It would be horrific. But
have you had any Great Lakes beer since you've been in town yet?
I have not. That will happen tonight.
That's a good one.
And that'll happen in a big way.
Great Lakes Brewing.
I'm sorry I wasn't around to do this for your birthday.
That's what kind of upsets me too. Like I thought you might know that the real event here in Cleveland is my 30th birthday, and then there's this little thing with the stage.
Here's the thing.
Also
I didn't think you'd want a 58-year-old hanging around with a bunch of 30-year-olds.
Well, actually, I would really have enjoyed it.
Yeah.
If you came. I didn't give you enough heads up, I guess.
Does 30 affect you? You're 30. You're 30. You're in your third decade of living. Does that affect you at all?
So, I mean, I feel like I'm living my best life, and I'll probably keep living my life like I am 20 for as long as I possibly can. I just don't like the fact that I can say, like, oh, she's in her 20s.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like when you're 30, you're like, all right, you're an adult.
Yeah.
Like,
and you're now in your 30s.
I'm just 30.
You know you're in your 30s. Though.
If you think about that, if you're going to live to 90, you are in the first, like, very early stages.
Yeah, that's true.
Of your life.
I'll probably
I
live to 100
I
at
really
least.
like to think that.
You are. Like me, I'm like on the 16th hole. You know, it's, you know,
Oh God, it's
I'm
all downhill.
trying to finish up strong, you know?
No, and I told you, I feel like you keep getting better with age. Personality-wise, looks-wise, aging like fine wine.
I feel good. I'm at the weight of my high school years.
Oh my
So
God.
you know, it's like one of those things. You get older, you know, you got to take care of yourself better. You want to walk your daughter down the aisle. You know,
Right.
you're around for all your kids' stuff. You know, you start to think about that when you get older, not in your 30s. It's so I've worked hard. My wife's kicked my ass.
Well, it's all paying off.
And speaking of looking good in clothes, what will you be wearing tonight
I'm-
on stage? Like what?
I am the least amount dressed up guy in the world. So anytime I have to go to an event where I don't know, my first question is, okay, what do I have to wear? And it is going to be a coat and tie. So I do have, and the thing about it is, with all the weight loss, I had to get some new duds a while
Isn't that
ago.
like the best feeling though?
It is nice because you put on that old, because we had to move recently and I had a bunch of old jackets. I put them on, I'm like telling my wife, why didn't you tell me what a fat piece of shit I was? I was so fat.
She loved that fat piece of shit.
She did. You know, because my son Jake would always say that about Mike when he was growing up, and my wife would get mad at it. He's just big boned, you know.
Oh, that's so nice.
Anyone ever call me Big Tom?
I know.
I would actually.
You know,
training
my
forever.
uncle one time told me, sometimes he lives out of town, and he'll see me, he'll either say, Bridge, you're looking too thin, or you're looking good, you're looking real healthy. Like, can you not call me healthy?
Yeah.
That just sounds like you put on some weight since last time I saw you.
In all honesty, I'm so bad with the clothing, I wear what my wife puts off. But it's a blue suit. I think it might be like a purplish type shirt or whatever she put with me.
Have you ever felt compelled to pick out your own outfit? Like, I want to wear something I want to wear today.
So, no, never. So I went to the Super Bowl one time when I was doing studio work as well for ESPN. We were there a week, and my wife packed 5 different sets of kind of outfits. And somehow, someway, when I hung them up, they got mixed up. So I wore something one day to which, this is before texting, to which immediately after the show she called me and said, what in God's name did you just do? I did not lay that out for you. So I need, in all honesty, I could use Garanimals. You know what the Garanimals are? Where they match the clothing by an animal. It has a kangaroo in the jacket, the kangaroo on the shirt, the kangaroo on the pants.
It works.
Wear it all.
You know what?
Oh, yeah.
If you were in luck because sets are back. People are wearing matching sets
I was just
all the
going to ask
time.
you what sets
one.
are.
Well, this one actually isn't matching, like totally matching, but I love a good set because you don't have to think about it. You put on red pants that match with the red top, it's all good.
See, that's how I would shop for my wife when we were dating and then first married. I know like a jacket she would like. It's like, oh, this leather jacket she would like. So I'd go into the store and I'd get the leather jacket, I'd lay it on the table and get a sales associate over and I'd say, start matching.
Yeah.
Just start putting stuff around it, what you think, you know, and then
I
go from
wonder if
there.
that's like a male thing, because that's how my dad is as well. Like, my dad was a teacher. My mom, literally up until the day he retired, had to lay out his clothes like a little person before he went into school.
I'm sure it's not. I mean, listen, the guys today, the pro athlete men today, they're incredible with their fashion.
Yeah.
They take it so, it's amazing.
Oh, I saw last night.
Uh-huh.
What did you wear when you were drafted? Were you one of these schnazzy guys out there?
Dying
Bridget?
to know.
Bridget, I was drafted in the 10th round of a 12th round draft. Let me lay it out for you, okay? I wasn't at the draft. I was in my dorm room at Notre Dame. My brother Bob, who was in the NFL at the time, came there for the draft with a couple cases of Jenny Cream Ale.
Okay.
That's a beer I grew up
I
on
was
here in
not know that
Cleveland.
People love that Jenny.
Oh, this is again the age, the Jenny Cream Ale, not only Jenny Cream Ale, but the big mouths. The older people are going to know exactly what I'm talking about. But they were wider than the normal.
I don't like that name.
I don't really care for that myself.
So he brought those, get drunk on them really easy, and this is back to draft was 2 days.
Okay.
So this is 10th round, the second day of the draft. When I didn't get drafted the first day, we knew I wasn't. Second day, I got drunk, sobered up, got drunk again before I got the call. I got the call at midnight. I got drafted. The Houston Oilers, a team, by the way, that is now the Tennessee Titans. It doesn't even exist anymore. I got called at midnight, and it was like a 3-second call of, we all know it's midnight, everybody's tired, thanks, cool, see you soon.
So it was a very
anticlimactic of what we're seeing, what you're all seeing here, nothing like it. And that's how it goes for guys in most of the rounds, you know, especially if this. Mike was waiting in the 5th, 6th, 7th round. Teams were calling him, saying they may draft him, but then he went as an undrafted free agent. So for most people, it's just a long ass wait to find out what city you're going to fly to.
Well, you can really redeem yourself tonight in your fancy suit. You have the whole national spotlight just on you. God, makes me, and I'm a little jealous.
Boy, I was going to say, you almost famous gals probably would be digging that.
That's actually Betsy's
I'd rather
night.
die.
Oh, that's right. The almost rich. You want the rich.
But I'd be cheering for Georgia
Yeah.
in the front row.
Oh, I could see you doing that in a heartbeat. I mean, they would have to rip the mic out of your hand.
I'm a little offended that the Browns haven't asked me to do anything on the big stage, but my time will come.
Do you hear anything with a microphone?
No. Mike, it's crazy. I'll get a little butterflies before I go out on stage or before I do anything, and then once I'm there, I'm like,
that's it. I'm
this is my
home.
Literally, that's what it feels like.
Sick. Do you feel that way?
Yeah. I'm
do?
the same way. Even though I've been doing this for decades, you get a little nervous in the start, whether it's a studio show, a radio show, calling a game in the booth. Once it starts, man, you just go.
What was your anxiety level coming on to Almost Rich, Almost Famous, almost at the draft today?
Well, I mean, I threw up my lunch before it came out.
It's tough, I know.
I was just
Pretty intimidating.
So devastated.
It's intimidating.
You just listen. You just do it, right?
Yeah.
And I never worry about making mistakes.
Yep.
Everyone's ever going to be perfect. Just do your thing. And have a ball, right?
And I've been that way my whole life. Since I was 4, people would be like, "What do you want to be when you grow up? Doctor, teacher?" I say, "Famous."
Yeah.
Were you like that?
Well, no. I wanted to be. Once I got to it, I wanted to be a football player. When I wanted to be that, you don't grow up saying I want to be in the Hall of Fame someday. I grew up saying I want to win a Super Bowl. I want that team. There's nothing like a team experience when you're successful at something, when you realize all the hard work hit, and you made it. So it's pretty good.
Well, not to bring it back to us real quick, we just have to ask.
That's appropriate.
Well, now that you are a new fan of Almost Rich, Almost Famous, what has been your favorite ARAF moment?
Well, as I had told you guys, I don't listen to a ton of pods. I just started. I've heard 3 of yours, and I'm going to listen to more. The Shoot Your Shot, the limb lengthening, which I had no idea was a thing. No idea was a thing.
Riveting content.
Oh my God.
Goes back to that breeding material we discussed.
And then what
camera.
was the one I was talking about where you were like the dude, but he did the
Spitting in the mouth.
What was that episode? Was I forgot what that one was.
I don't know, like turn-offs.
That one got going though.
Turn-offs.
Turn-offs and turn-ons. That one got after a little bit. Yeah. But the limb lengthening really stunned me a little bit to go. And is that now? Again, I'm 6'5". You're what, 6'5", 5'11". You're
5'3", but
you're
close.
You're 5'11".
Yeah. We're the good breeding material.
Yes, there you go. But I will be listening to Almost Rich, Almost Famous. What happens when you get rich and famous?
Someone just asked me that the other day. I said, you can never be...
No, what do you do to the name of the podcast? That's what I mean.
Already rich, already famous.
Oh,
So we
okay.
can keep up with ARAF.
Or just Rich and Famous. That's Rich.
Oh, okay. So you've thought about it.
What do you mean?
That's the
Of course we
goal.
thought about it.
That's what this whole thing is about. We're
Yes.
serious.
That's
about
awesome.
being Rich
Putting
and
it out
Famous.
there.
I love it.
Well, thank you so much for being a fan of ours.
Oh.
And thank you so much for being such a great friend. We're obviously such a huge fan of yours as well.
I appreciate
the best
that.
time tonight. To all of our other thousands of fans out there, millions actually, that are watching. Stay tuned for more Almost Rich, Almost Famous, Almost at the Draft. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Golic. Woo!